So if you're someone who wants to get, instantly up to speed on a really specialized and honestly an increasingly global practice, I'm talking about contemporary energetic healing and crystal grids,
Mhm.
then you are in exactly the right place.
You really are. We've done the heavy lifting today, diving into a fascinating set of materials. It's all from one source.
Hmm?
The comprehensive menu of services and informational guides from an online vendor called Crystals by Rob.
And our mission today is, well, it's a bit like energetic anthropology, right?
That's a great way to put it. We're not just listing services. We're trying to map the entire ecosystem of this modern practice. We need to unpack the language, the specialized lexicon.
Understand the logic.
Exactly. Understand the logic behind these really complex modalities. And then our goal is to distill that whole system down to a single, hyper-specific product blueprint, the tripartite gratitude diamond.
And I think what makes this so compelling is just the sheer breadth of it all. It really captures this modern paradox where, this deep, almost ancient feeling esotericism meets seamless global e-commerce.
Right. You have practices that are centered on these highly specific energetic frequencies, on celestial lineages, and at the same time, the business operates with the full structure of like a major online retailer.
Yeah, this isn't some small town shop.
Not at all. This is a business that, it lists its mission, its awards, its certificates. It creates this very professional environment around services that include things like entity removal.
And crystal fairy healing.
Coastal fairy healing.
Mm-hmm.
But the real insight, I think, is how global commerce sort of forces these practices to become standardized.
Standardized? What do you mean by that?
Well, think about it.
Mm.
To sell an energetic healing session internationally, it can't just be some nebulous, vague ritual. It has to be formalized. It has to become a specific product, a SKU, basically.
It needs a price, a duration.
A duration, and crucially, some kind of measurable outcome, or in this case, a certifiable frequency. That standardization is what lets them accept payments from all over the world. I was looking at their site. They support Apple Pay, Shop Pay, Visa.
Of course.
But they also accept over 100 different currencies. We're talking everything from the euro and the US dollar all the way to the Afghani and the Peruvian sol.
Wow. So the digital economy is making this extremely niche, esoteric knowledge just immediately transactable globally.
That's it, exactly.
That accessibility is wild. Okay, so let's unpack this landscape of services, because I feel like to really understand the final product, we have to first appreciate the whole spectrum of energetic problems they're set up to solve. That energy healing sessions umbrella is huge.
It's vast.
Yeah,
really.
it does.
We can sort of group the offerings by how they approach energetic adjustment. So on one end, you have modalities that focus purely on, let's say, foundational resonance, sensory work.
Like aromatherapy and color therapy.
Right. And also the Angel Tuning Fork sound healing session.
Yeah.
That's all about using vibration and light to shift the subtle body. Pretty straightforward.
But then you move into the services that require, it sounds like highly specific, really technical, energetic calibration. This is where the jargon gets very specific.
And this is where we see the concepts of like energetic lineage and even version control coming into play.
Version control.
Yeah. Take, for example, the service called the Arcturian Reiki Attunement 420D Frequency Certification.
Okay, stop right there. The 420D frequency. Why that specific number? Does the source material give any hint as to what that designation means? Is it actually like version control for an energy practice?
That's a wonderful analogy.
Yeah.
And yes, it suggests a really rigorous internal framework. In this context, that specific numerical designation, it acts as a kind of certification level. It identifies a unique, probably proprietary band of energetic instruction or vibration. And the Arcturian part, that's the lineage. The celestial source from which this specific energetic signature is believed to come from, it's signaling to the client that this isn't just general Reiki. This is access to a formalized, advanced, and calibrated system.
So we've gone from tuning forks to a certified specific energetic download from a cosmic source. But the services get even more comprehensive when they start addressing negative energy clearing.
Right, because problems are defined in two ways. Internal, like imbalanced chakras, or external, like entities or negative energy.
So for the internal balance, they have things like aura balancing, crystal grid, distant healing, and standard crystal Reiki.
Exactly. That's about harmonizing your existing energetic structure, just a tune-up.
But then you have the services that tackle external threats, which sound much more intense. My favorite title, just for its sheer scope, is the Christic Arcturian chakra unification, attunement, and entity removal.
Mouthful.
It's unification, attunement, and entity removal, all in one.
And this is where we should probably define some of that jargon for you. So entity removal is pretty much what it sounds like. It's the practice of clearing what are perceived as non-physical attachments or parasitic energies from a person's field. It's a form of spiritual defense.
Right, spiritual cleansing.
And the term Christic, you see this in certain New Age cosmologies. It usually signifies the highest possible spiritual or divine light, a pure, uncorrupted energy source that's used as the foundation for the healing.
I just have to pause and reflect on the scope here. You have a business that offers a simple aromatherapy session, maybe for relaxation, and then in the very next category, they're dealing with spiritual warfare with entity removal.
The scope is the definition of a comprehensive ecosystem. They're offering a solution for almost any energetic problem a client could possibly conceive of.
And it's not just about healing. They address the need for mastery too, right? If you want to become a practitioner yourself.
Oh, absolutely. The educational offerings are just as detailed. They have the Crystal Healing Mastery, a step-by-step beginner's course for crystal workers.
And they give you the tools for your own personal practice. They have informational guides on things like creating your Book of Shadows.
And for anyone who doesn't know, a Book of Shadows is traditionally a personal spiritual journal. It's where you'd record spells, rituals, magical knowledge. It grounds the abstract learning into a physical, ongoing practice. It shows the whole system is designed to turn consumers into continuous practitioners.
They also have resources on hand mudras, rune oracle reading, space clearing.
It's a completely self-sustaining, energetic universe. And it's all built on precision and procedure.
So we've seen the breadth, we've seen the structure of all the services, but none of it really works without a single foundational theory.
Which brings us very naturally to the core conceptual leap that underpins the efficacy of any crystal grid. The nature of emotion as a physical frequency.
Okay, let's shift focus. The theory of the grid itself. If we accept the idea of energy work, what's the core principle that allows a static bunch of stones to influence, dynamic human experience?
Well, the central idea, according to this source material, is that building an intentional crystal grid successfully. It's all based on the belief that specific emotions possess distinct, measurable vibrational frequencies.
That's the key.
That is the critical piece of information. Feeling is translated into physics.
So an emotional state, like joy or gratitude, it isn't just a subjective feeling in your head. It's an actual energetic wave that can be detected and, I guess, manipulated.
Precisely. And in this context, they define gratitude very specifically. It's not a passive thank you. It is a potent, high-frequency, energetic state. They are functionally classifying the feeling of gratitude as a powerful technical input signal.
Okay, if they're claiming gratitude is a measurable frequency, what does the source material say is the detector? Is it just the results you see in your life, or is there some internal theory of energetic measurement?
The detection mechanism is primarily the resulting shift in the practitioners. We call it their vibrational profile.
Vibrational profile.
Yeah.
Oh.
Think of your spiritual and energetic self like a smartphone or a radio receiver. If you maintain a low frequency state, let's say worry or resentment, your signal is weak. You get static, negative or challenging outcomes.
So the goal is to consistently be tuned to the best possible signal.
Exactly. The theoretical outcome of consistently generating and maintaining this high frequency state, the state of gratitude, is that it fundamentally alters your vibrational profile. And when your profile is high, your energetic field shifts toward reception.
Reception.
That's the crucial
So
mechanism.
you're not necessarily pushing a signal out into the world. You're opening yourself up to receive one.
Yes. And when you are in that receptive state, the source material asserts that this facilitates conditions conducive to abundance and positive manifestation. The crystals and the grid. They're just physical tools used to stabilize and amplify the energetic state that you generate internally through gratitude.
So it's like ensuring you always have 5 bars of reception.
Perfectly put. You're just perfectly positioned to receive positive external results.
That's a very clear structural logic. The feeling is the input, the grid is the amplifier and stabilizer, and abundance is the output. And this focus theory leads us straight to our main deep dive, the blueprint for manufacturing and stabilizing that specific high-frequency state, the tripartite gratitude diamond.
This is the product where all the concepts, the frequency, the chakra system, the geology, it all converges into a single actionable design.
Okay, let's start with the hard specifics. The product is the Tripartite Gratitude Diamond. It's sold as a digital download, a PDF with instructions, and it costs $20 USD.
Right.
And the full title, it basically gives away the entire methodology. Instructions for constructing an emerald, chrysocolla, and green jade crystal grid for high-frequency resonance.
The title is a map of the engineering process. We know the goal, right? High-frequency resonance, which is just stabilized gratitude. But to get there, we need an energetic target and the correct materials.
And the energetic target is identified as the heart chakra, Anahata in Sanskrit. They identify this as the fourth central energy vortex.
And its function explains why they chose it. The heart chakra governs love, compassion, emotional balance, everything that aligns with that receptive state you need for gratitude. And critically, this energy center aligns with the color green. This link green emotion, green energy, green stones. That is the heart of the system's logic.
So the tripartite diamond, tripartite meaning three parts, that refers directly to the three specific green minerals you need to build the grid: emerald, chrysocolla, and green jade.
Correct.
But okay, if the feeling of gratitude is the internal mechanism, why is the physical geology specifically choosing these three minerals so critical? Is the product selling a feeling of authority that you get from using specific, maybe even expensive materials?
And that's really the tension at the center of this practice, isn't it? The source material explains that these specific three minerals are selected because they're classified as high-vibration green minerals. Their inherent green energy is believed to resonate directly with the green energy of the heart chakra.
So that's the stabilization part.
That's the stabilization component.
So if my feeling of gratitude is, say, the heat, are the crystals essentially the stable container that keeps that heat from just escaping and dissipating?
That's a perfect way to describe it. They promote the alignment and harmonization of the vital energies of that heart center. So while your intention gratitude provides the initial input, the emotional spark, the precise geological synergy of emerald, chrysocolla, and green jade provides the central platform to hold, stabilize, and to amplify that frequency.
Let's break down that synergy for a second, that trio. You have emerald, which is so often associated with prosperity, even royalty. Then jade, known for good fortune, purity, and chrysocolla, which is frequently linked to communication and emotional clarity.
And their combined properties are interpreted as creating this holistic energetic environment for reception. The source states that these stones provide the foundational structure for cultivating the deep, sincere appreciation that defines true gratitude. They stabilize the high frequency you need to keep your vibrational profile continuously receptive to abundance.
This has been a really comprehensive deep dive. We started with this sheer contrast of the modern global, e-commerce structure of Crystals by Rob, the certified services, accepting over 100 currencies, the Instagram and TikTok presence.
And we mapped that external commercial structure all the way back to the rigorous internal logic that allows the system to function. The deliberate classification of emotional states like gratitude as measurable vibrational frequencies.
Yeah.
And we saw how that theory is applied specifically in the engineering of a blueprint like the Tripartite Gratitude Diamond.
I think understanding the structure of these knowledge systems, even if they seem esoteric, it offers real insight into how systems use precision, specialized terminology like Christic or 420D frequency.
And material specificity of emerald, chrysocolla, green jade to create these structured, repeatable experiences that are designed for manifestation and for personal change.
And that raises, I think, an important final question for you to consider. If the intention is the mechanism for change, and the crystals are the antenna stabilizing that change, how does the precise classification of an emotion like gratitude as a high-frequency energetic state fundamentally redefine the boundary between a subjective human feeling and objective physics? The true value here isn't necessarily in the stones themselves, but in understanding the detailed energetic foundation required to translate an internal state into an externally manifested structured result. It just shows that even spiritual work in the modern world requires rigorous, specialized engineering.